This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal life.
And I'm your host, Willie Kinyash, and we are delighted to have you. And today we want to talk about how to handle emotional abuse and gaslighting. And you know, emotional abuse involves attempts to control someone, to make him feel isolated, to make him feel lonely. You get to a point and you feel like you are all alone in this world. And gaslighting, it is a form of emotional abuse which attempts again to make this person or the victim to question themselves. You know, the person comes, offends you, but you start feeling like, or you're asking yourself, am I the one who did wrong to this person? And yet, this person is the one who did something wrong to you. When such scenarios occurs in our lives or in our relationships, how should we handle that? And Zulu is all set for us. Yes, sir.
And thank you for introducing that. Gaslighting. It's simply lighting gas, like igniting gas. If there was like gas in the air and somebody comes and set it on fire, this is one thing we needed to have been told when you are being told the vocabulary of life. Let's repeat this. The system of the world trains you to make you a worker, not a winner. The knowledge you need to become a winner, you go for it yourself. To avoid dangerous relationships, to avoid people who can hurt you and break you down psychologically and close you in without you realizing it. I still don't know how, if we really meant well, would release children out in the world when they don't have such thing like a simple tactic that can really damage you in a very deep way and is used by malicious character called gaslighting. How come we never heard that word? It's unfortunate. The curriculums of the world, the things people train, they're thinking of making you a worker, a person who can contribute to the economy of the country, but they don't think of making you a happy, well-adjusted, self-governing, determining person who can handle relationships prudently, who can design situations and people with precision. It is not the focus. And because you know you need that, you must go out there and hunt and mine. One reason we do these shows is to put together what you need in bites that you can digest.
Yes.
You know, today's bite is when people suddenly accuse you of things you've never even thought of. And they put it like they're sincere. They just thought like, and because of the way they put it, it forces you to start looking back. Could I be? Could it be? What if? Do I give that vibe? What if I'm like that? They give you that deep self-doubt. Let's go back to some foundations. What determines how far you go in life is not how fit you are physically. It's not how beautiful you are to look at. It's not even how likable you are outwardly. It's not how much education you have. All those things are important. You need physical fitness. You need to look okay. You need education. Those are parts of a car. But the thing that determines how you move, the engine of your personality, is your self-confidence, is your belief about yourself, is the concept you have about yourself. You show up in life, you ask for this kind of treatment, you aspire, you reach out, you stretch, only when you believe you deserve that. When people are interfering with what you think about yourself, they're actually tampering with the CPU, with the central processing unit of your personality.
Why do people allow people to mess up with their CPU?
Because one, they don't understand how serious that is. And they don't think this person can be malicious. Remember, we project our honesty and good intentions to people, to think they also mean well. Children need to trust so that they can survive. They can rely on their parents and obey and survive. They don't need to question every food they're given, question every direction they're given. When you are born, you are designed to cooperate so that you can be helped. But at some point when you grow up, you need to shed off childlike methods of operation.
Yes.
And gain independence and be able to evaluate situations. Many people don't outgrow the childlike mode of operation of just trusting. So the reason we trust blindly is a childhood trait we have never outgrown. When I was a child, Paul said, I thought as a child, spoke as a child, and understood as a child. When I became a grown-up, I shed off. Many people don't shed off. They continue. When Moses became of age, he changed his associations from history to destiny. From the ones who had helped him grow to the ones he needed to help go to their destiny. You need to realize that gaslighting is something you need to understand. And gaslighting is when people ignite fire out of nothing. And they cause you to question yourself deeply. One lady said they had their so-called morning glory. You know, in the morning, they husband, wife, and at his request.
But so it is the man who
requested. But after that, he said that he felt like she had been intimate with someone else the previous day. He felt like. And actually questioned. Did you do something yesterday? From nowhere, no suspicion, no text, no communication. And it pierced her so deeply. It's like somebody telling you, you slept with someone, out of the blues. And she was crushed. She says she cried for 3 days straight, lost, does not know. Where is that? Do you see? Because we don't know gaslighting, when it happens, we are crushed because we are caught by surprise. Remember, the blow that takes you down is not the strongest one. It's the one that you never saw coming.
Yes, yes.
Even if it's just a faint slap, but it is coming from a direction you can't see, it will shake you. If you see it coming, you take cover. Many people can't see gaslighting coming, can't even identify it by name.
Yes.
It's so unfortunate when you are caught by surprise by emotional manipulators. This is a tactic that is very favorite for narcissists, but it's not unique to them. Another guy came home and the lady decided that he was smelling the perfume of another woman. He hadn't sprayed anything or hugged anybody, he just came from work in the evening. She decided that you are from cheating.
Oh no.
And he's seated there, confused. Now you are forced to explain what. She went ahead to call his parents. Your son is cheating, he's just coming from.
What? This is coming from nowhere.
He said his normal arrival time was home was 8:30 to 9. That time it was drizzling and traffic went slow. So he arrived 9:20 thereabout. So she's blowing, and they had been in connection. There's traffic, things are moving slowly, but I'm on way. So you come normally trying to greet your child. That guy said the lady blew a storm involved. Now parents are coming to listen to your case. Which case?
There's no case. You're even confused.
Exactly. And the thing you're being asked to respond to, it's an insult. It's you can't even respond to what? The characteristics of gaslighting is that they are wild accusations that are baseless and unjustified. Wild things you will never do. Blatantly plucked out of thin air that make you want to run mad. Why do people accuse you like that? They are disturbed by your calm and they must look for something to unhinge you.
You know, the other day I met with a lady. She's been married for 15 years. Then one morning the husband wakes up and says, these kids, they're not mine. Then they have 4 kids. And he's saying the 4 of them, there's not my child here. We need to go and do a DNA.
Now you get gaslighting. They accuse you wildly from nowhere based on nothing, and you are forced to start defending. The worst thing you can do is to go along and start your defense. The worst thing you can do is to swallow the bait. Like the lady went crushed crying. This guy now is coming to explain to parents. It's almost natural to explain your position. But you know what happened. Another guy said they were having an outing with the family. Him, the wife, and 3 children. Somewhere in Naivasha. It was holiday season. While they are seated there, he texted, I think, somebody of a common person known to all of them. Hey, we are away. She decided he's chatting with a side chick. And took his phone, hit the wall, caused a storm, stormed out, caused a whole situation, left to the car.
Oh no.
When you hear the madness people have encountered for not understanding what gaslighting is, so he's asking how they can reconcile. Do you get the problem?
Yes.
You see how blind we are to this tactic?
It is the foundation. You are not taught these things.
I told him earlier that I will give you something and I want you to follow up with it. I told him to calm down and follow up where she went. You will find that she went to cheat.
Allah?
And I don't know anything, but you don't know anything about her. Don't worry, just follow up in case, just for the heck of it. What do you stand to lose? He'd been thrown so much to the left, I was trying to bring him back to the right. It's a method of persuasion. When people are being so lied to, you drop a truth that kind of, okay, because he was feeling insane.
Yeah.
Because embarrassment, public, children here, now they have to look for another car, you don't have a phone, who do you call, what do you pay with, and he confirmed it. I told him, she lived with your car so you can trace the movements. Trace the movements of your car. Just take your time. And yesterday established there was a person, he had all the reason to believe they had an affair, where she went to stop at a particular petrol station, hotel, and all that. And then she's off, she stopped until tomorrow. They had their night. Many people use gaslighting. Number one, they are disturbed by how you look innocent when they're so guilty. Your innocence disturbs them. You can't be all this put together. There must be something.
There must be something you're hiding from me.
So they must create it. It usually comes from them being haunted by the unfair things they are doing to you. He says all these children are not mine because he's doing those things out there, even getting children.
Actually, at some point, this man had an affair with their house manager.
Exactly. Whenever you hear wild accusations, start practicing this. Tell them, I'm not sure, but I know most people accuse you blatantly are usually doing things they're accusing you of. Cheating. It's them who are doing it, and they don't like the way you look put together and accusing them of that. You know, when you're put together and the person is all lying here, it haunts them. Instead of sitting there with the guilt, they manufacture something. And throw it at you. So the worst response then is to take. Do you get it?
Yes.
Wow. Let's repeat the rule. Because you're going to meet these gaslighters at work, among colleagues. And God forbid you don't marry them. Now that we are discussing the place of marriage, the reason we focus on marriage is because those are people who can totally kill you, destroy you. Because they are in your emotional space. With workers and all that, they can affect you, but disengaging is relatively easier. Change jobs, but just put boundary. It may be, because you don't have a covenant.
Yeah.
Listen, gaslighting is used for 2 reasons. One, they want to unsettle you. You're too calm and collected and clean. This girl who took off went to cry. I told her, at the time he accused you of having slept with anyone, it was on his mind what he had done. he himself is cheating. Nobody who is not cheating can come up with ideas of cheating. It's not possible psychologically. Think about it. Think about it. Since you came here, you have not talked about snakes.
Yeah.
How come you have not talked about snakes? They are not on your head.
Yes.
If somebody came here and say, that looks like a snake, they smell a snake here, and we have never had a snake here, I'll tell you automatically.
You start seeing snakes.
Where they are coming from, they're dealing with snakes. Psychology is very predictable. Once you understand it, the moment somebody plucks something from nowhere, it's because it's in them. Out of the abundance of the heart, they are putting out what they are in. That vibe is in them. And we are not saying you can't be careful, you can't be cautious, but to pluck something like a snake in a normal house, in a normal studio, and start asking about snakes. Either you are hallucinating, there's something wrong in your head, or your own energy and vibe and life is full of
Snakes.
And you know, you have seen how sometimes when you take medication, it affects your senses. There are some drugs they can give you, and you are smelling, you have smells that are not there. It has confused your balances.
Yes.
And sometimes it's in your blood, and then it is tasting in your mouth. So things are tasting bitter, even good food. because of what is run. That is true of psychology. That is true of psychology. Sometimes it's not what you are eating that taste, it's your taste buds you are using. The first rationale for absurd, wild accusations. And you shall never let them come in. Once you understand this about them, they are not about you. They are about the person who is drawing them. Next time people say that, just pause and sometimes you're caught aback, but pause and think what could, even ask them, what is that? Oh no, you did it. Just smile and say, I see you, my friend. Thank you for the conversion. They are confessing what they are doing. Remember that. They are usually confessing what they are doing. In fact, we said with the narcissist, the closest they will ever come to confessing is accusing you of things you've never done. That's the closest they come to confessing. In fact, once you know the reverse psychology, you interpret them like this. You remember in physics, we used to measure and the voltmeter when it doesn't jolt to the right, it starts jolting to the left, you alternate the terminals. With the narcissist, you must alternate the terminals. To know which direction they're headed. When a person accuses you of something you've never even thought of, it's because it's in them, in their life, in their space. Okay? The other reason we said is because you are mismatched. You have values that they don't have. You have self-control that they don't have. You have cleanness. You have stability. You have assuredness. You have faithfulness. You have qualities they don't have. And you, because of your carelessness, because you projected your good values onto them, because you bought the facade they put up, because you got too emotionally involved too speedily. One lady was narrating how I was dating this guy, we're in a relationship, but I was providing everything in the house. Which language is that? Relationship? House? Where are we?
I mean, you're not yet married.
This is a young lady working, and I can't wrap my head around that. Really, by the time you stoop so low to cohabit with a person you're not, and you give your all, and she say, this guy, later on, we had this time, but things don't go right, we don't carry to term, later on, we stay, later on, he's stealing my things, taking me to police, being arrested, and I'm saying, forget all that shenanigans. Just answer me one question. What are you doing with a person you're not married to? You know, people go so far in the wrong direction that what they're describing is a hell. Can you just start here where you left the way? Why are you giving your body to a stranger? Just answer that. Don't tell me he's lying or that. Who told you to bring him to your life? Just at what point do you give your pearls to a pig person you don't even know where they're going? All these other things are grandchildren and siblings of this one mistake. And I keep asking women why they keep asking, where are the men to marry me? Yet you weren't giving your powers to just anybody. The same thing you gave for free to an idiot who was just passing by and also squandering your money and abusing you. Why would another guy come and pay dowry and commit his life and pay all his life to you? The same thing an idiot got for free. Is it even fair?
It's unfair.
Thank you very much.
It is unfair.
Thank you very much. Many ladies are building their career and destroying their personal life. So men, the reason you end up with people who accuse you, because this one not only gaslight, he went to police to say you stole, and she was arrested.
Oh no. And you're the one who have been helping him.
So why people end up with people who have the capacity to gaslight them? It's choosing wrong.
Choosing wrong.
Yes.
How do we choose right?
So why people choose wrong, number one, is because they stoop so low and forget standards. There's another show we'll discuss why people lose themselves when they fall in love. So many of these people stagger into relationships. They don't sit across table to negotiate terms and sign deals. In the business world, when money is at stake, there's a place for camaraderie, but there's a place for prudence and practicality. But in relationships, we flow with the camaraderie. This guy looks trustworthy. It's okay.
Not doing due diligence.
It's okay. He looks trustworthy. I like him. And suddenly you offload your goods. You're staying here, giving your all, investing time, reputation, style. That's how many people choose wrong. They flow with the feelings. We are flowing. We are flowing. We are flowing.
I have his feelings.
We are flowing. Flowing.
Until you flow and flow and flow.
So, because the question is, this question is begging, by the time you have a person who has such a bad view of you, how do they end up in your life? The reason is because we do not consciously choose people. We stagger into involvements with them. A friend told me a statement that I left me thinking. Told me, today we don't choose to get married, we find ourselves married.
So we are getting married for the wrong reasons.
Find ourselves already married. The language there is one thing led to another,
and the rest is history.
Before I knew it, pre-25s use the word boom. Boom, I was pregnant. Boom, I realized he was married. Boom, he ran away. Boom, he rejected. Boom. It's like that being surprised, you know.
Hey, I'm married.
You know, the way babies will release gas and get shocked by their own.
Yes.
They are on their own there. They cry very badly. Who's that who shocked me? They were sitting somewhere calmly then. And it's nobody else. But they have never learned to coordinate. That's how pre-25s behave. They are shocked by their own actions. They say, oh my God, before I knew it, you know, suddenly, you know, it's a childish tendency to not be able to coordinate A and B. With the pre-25s is because they're supposed to be incubating themselves and growing and learning. But the moment they skip that part and jump into relationships, they make a mess of their life. And the reason it boils your blood is when you know some of them you are hearing from them for the last time. By the time they are writing to they're pregnant, them they are writing it casually, but you know. That's a life sentence, my friend. Especially when we are not in the West. In the West, I told you, they recover quickly because they have economic support. In Africa, there's a period when you get a child, you're talking about heartbreak, there's also a stomach break. Now you have to feed 2 stomachs when you could even feed yours. Now you have to hustle for 2 people and it was hard to even accommodate yourself. Some of these people are being accommodated by relatives and they have the audacity to get pregnant while being housed by
your relatives. Isn't that madness?
But you see, they're not thinking about pregnancy, just my BF. And when they chat online, they create a make-believe world of our love relationship. And the moment they talk love, they create that euphoria. They go ahead to have sex. By the time, boom, I was pregnant. Boom,
And the guy
boom,
has
I was
left.
chased out. Boom, I realized he's married. Boom. 124-year-old was talking characteristic of P25 telling me, I'm just so helplessly attached to this guy. I know he's married, but he is there for me. They write things that you struggle to take in because they don't have a brain. These are emotions that are talking. They are using a brain called amygdala that is midbrain, that is emotionally stimulated. So I told her, do you have sex? Yes. So you expect to have sex and you still not get emotionally attached. Where are you coming from? Where are you coming from? Then she said, he is there for me, but not financially. They talk things that we want to whip them. But I have a copy-paste message for under 25s. I always tell them what they are doing when they engage at that. I say, oh my God, I've seen the light. Thank you so much. And I will do exactly. And she turned around. So why they do that to you? We have given the two reasons, and the solution is one, Willie. Let me remind you that unfortunately the things that can finish you in society are yet to be popularized. The lions that are eating the deer, nobody is displaying the images here to show us what to watch out for. The predator, the narcissistic, emotional gaslighters are still running scot-free because there is nobody describing how they look like to warn us. We don't have a buyer beware of relationships. So when you say there's a problem in your relationship, we respond traditionally. Families organize mediation meetings, isn't it?
Yeah.
A pastor advises you to persevere and pray.
And pray hard.
Brethren ask you to avoid divorce. God hates divorce. Friends tell you not to give up. Family tells you to try more.
Your mother says.
Societies.
Your mother says,
I took cows. We took cows.
And I've gone through worse than that.
Gaslighting and emotional abuse can kill you, but society doesn't know about it. They don't even respect it. I gave them an example and said, when the moment a person throws a gaslighting attempt, it's like they have shot a bullet at you and they missed you. When you go back to them, you're giving them a chance to shoot the second time. One launched gaslighting can finish your self-esteem and throw you off for many years. How shameful do you think it was for that brother when somebody decided he's coming from cheating, he's smelling perfume, and she's giving an accusation that by tomorrow he's gone. So there's nobody to disprove. And then family is called. Yeah, you are embarrassed.
And you're a man of character.
When will you ever redeem yourself?
Oh, no.
What do you think of that brother who the children saw she accusing you of cheating and banging your phone and leaving, and what kind of trauma, what kind of embarrassment, what kind of shame? What about that lady saying we are taking children to DNA because Baba Watoto said it's not his? Even if the DNA is positive. That whole process of accusing you, what does it say? You are cheat. You are a cheater, you cheated. What is happening? The rule number one, Willie, when gaslighting happens, do not gather meetings. Trust your own judgment and say, I am not crazy. And for a person to accuse me of that kind of thing, one, they don't know me, they don't trust me. Number two, they are doing things they themselves. This is a simple psychology. You can't invent cheating from thin air. I have not cheated recently in the past. There's nothing, and you come to accuse. There's no point. One, launch. The same way if an assassin, if a person shot you, fired a bullet at you, would you say, it's only one mistake, let's forgive? Is that what would you say?
No.
Would people say you're overreacting when you're running away just after one bullet?
No.
Would you say, let's pray and watch again?
No.
Do you get it?
Yes.
This is an attempt to kill you inside. This is an attempt to kill you, and you should not sit there and negotiate. Once you see it once, let's talk when I'm over there. Don't gather meetings. Don't gather anything. Let people say you overreacted or anything. You know this was an attempt to finish me, and I can't sit here for a second one. The second thing is to know that people who accuse you this way are rarely doing it for the first time. They have done others and you have accommodated them. There have been subtle forms of disrespect and false accusation and paranoia, which you thought was normal for people, and they love you and they're jealous. You know, they really like justifying. They're just jealous because they love you. Ask yourself, what if the accumulation in the past was a warning? So look back at other things, because these people usually are not reasonable and secure. There are other insecurities you have been overlooking. So although it may seem like a standalone thing, it's never a standalone. Look back, this is just the highest form of attack. But there were others interrogating you, suspecting you, following you, tracking your movements, listening in, behaving. When you look back at the record, it will help you see, this person by themselves, they can never trust me. And now they have reached to a point of attacking me. Finally, accept that you are mismatched. However far you have gone, maybe you are hoping they will improve. They have just gotten worse. If you follow up the stories like that lady with 4 children, this guy is coming home being accused of. They had seen insecurities, but they thought they can change the person. After I show them I mean well, they'll believe me. After I show them I'm trustworthy, no. It's not about you, it's their bent, the inclination. It's the inclination to their values are about cheating, and they don't believe anybody is honest. Remember, untrustworthy people can't trust. Let me repeat this. Because their values are all about cutting corners and being selfish and taking advantage of people, and they don't believe anybody can be faithful. So you acting like you're faithful is very disturbing to their philosophy. They must disagree with that. This blatant accusation is a conversion. You are with a person who does not believe faithful people can exist, because they themselves are not faithful. They don't think anybody. So you're challenging their worldview. Just accept, it's unfortunate. Sometimes, really, when you started with the people, they were not vocal, they're not expressive, and you assumed you are growing together, especially if you started young in life and you are a very hopeful person. Give allowance for, I was not stupid then. They were just more careful in acting right. Now that they are more comfortable in unleashing their true colors, I can see the truth. This person we're not matching. Yes.
Wow. Thank you so much. And to our viewers, knowledge is power. And scripture says very well that my people get destroyed for lack of knowledge. Seek knowledge. And we are happy. When we see you here, we know that you're here to seek knowledge, because on this show, we do learning and unlearning and relearning. And so if you see a gaslighter coming your way, please run for your life. Remember, you're the carrier of your own happiness. And so do not allow that person to come and bringing issues they are carrying to make you stop moving forward or to make you stop going ahead. Forge ahead, continue pushing on, and I can assure you, you will enjoy this life. Thank you so much for joining in. My name is Willie Kinyash.
This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together, because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal